Hey guys, welcome back to the Becoming series, exploring the deep truths and the principles that will enable you become everything you are created to be and to do. So let's talk about the extra in the ordinary. Here I come again with another strange title, right? But it's important. So, as context, I recall, because I'm sure you realize or you remember that I said that I'm a music lover. Especially I like classic R&B. I like classic stuff, classic R&B, classic rock, those type things. And I especially loved groups, vocal groups. So groups like Boys to Men, the Beatles, the Jacksons, those sorts of groups were always my favorite because I love things like vocal harmony, etc. For those of you who know these groups, right? And one of my favorite groups was the Temptations, right? The Temptations, awesome group that started in the '60s and is still ongoing now. They're still going strong. It's just that they have different members, etc. But at the height of their popularity, the iteration, of the group were five gentlemen, and that era of the group was called the Classic Five because that's the most well-known version of the group the best. I'm just tripping all over myself. The best well-known iteration of the group, the Classic Five, right? And one of the members, a gentleman called David Ruffin, rose to become the lead singer. And after that, he had some issues with the group. He had ego problems, most especially, and he eventually had to be fired from the group. Now, one of the things that was attributed to him was that he was always acting extra, right? Now, if you hear that, that's a slang when people say that so and so person is acting extra. They typically mean that the person has an ego problem. He's trying to puff himself up, trying to make himself or herself feel more important than the other people that are in the group. For instance. Um, and then, of course, if you hear about other artists, people like Bobby Brown, who was a member of the is a member of a group called the New Edition. He also had ego problems, and he was always extra. And anytime such guys were performing, they always wanted to be in the limelight. They always wanted to be the person that the audience would focus on, right? Because it came from a desire. It came from a desire to be noticed. Now, that desire actually isn't something that is so far fetched, right? Because I think that all of us can relate, and even to a certain extent, we also want to have that thing where people notice us, right? We don't want to be the person that you're in a group of 100 people and you're just glossed over. You want to be a standout, right? You want to be special. You want to be, you want that halo, right, to be around your head, and out of a million people the light comes upon you and this is the one, that sort of thing, right? It's an attractive feeling. Um, and that really gives rise to becoming extra. When people act on that feeling, you know, that's when they attempt to be extra. But what does it mean in this context? It means that there's something within us that drives us to want to be more than ordinary, right? Which is why we're attracted to people like superheroes, or well, like characters like superheroes, and even normal heroes, quote unquote, people who have done great stuff, extraordinary stuff. We're always attracted to such characters because we recognize in them that thing about being extraordinary. And that is something that speaks to us. But I want to suggest that it is not something that is only the purview of a few select people, which I'm also relating to what I said about greatness, because greatness to most of us is like something that is only bestowed on a certain few, a select few. But my thought about it is that everybody can be great. Everybody has the potential of greatness. Everybody has the seed of greatness. The difference is that some of us act out on that and pursue it, and others don't, right? That's the difference between a seed that is planted and a seed that is not planted. Each seed has the potential to develop into a tree, but it is only the seed that is planted and goes through a process that develops into a tree. No matter what you do to a seed that is not planted, right? That is not planted in the soil, or that is not that doesn't pass through the process that will take it from development stage to the tree stage. It's not going to happen, even though the seed has the potential, right? So all of us have the potential that that there's that little thing. bring something like that forth. That's the extra thing. That is the unique, the thing that is unique to you that nobody else has, that if you focus and develop, opens doors for you, right? That's your gift, your unique ability. That is the extra in the ordinary. So I want to encourage you to focus on what makes you extraordinary. Harness it, develop it, deploy it, because that is what is going to make the difference in your life. Peace out.